Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Vando mui savadana mate. Vando mui savadana mate. Jahara prasade bhai evavato riyajai. Jahara prasade bhai evavato riyajai. Krishna prapti hoy jaha hoite. Krishna prapti hoy jaha hoite. Guru mukha padma vakya chite te koriya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya chite te koriya kya. Arana kori ho mane asha. Arana kori ho mane asha. Shri Guru Charane rati aise utama gati. Rati aise utama gati. Shri Guru Charane rati aise utama gati. से प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा। जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा। चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। चक्षुदान दिलो जे जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो। दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो। प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते। प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते। वेदे गाय जहाँ रचरित। वेदे गाय जहाँ रचरित। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनार बंधु। श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधमा जनार बंधु। लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना। लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना। श्रीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना। प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया। हा प्रभु करो दया देह मोरे पद छाया। हे वेदास घोष त्रिभुवना। हे वेदास घोष त्रिभुवना। शीला प्रभुपाद पतित पावना। दुई पद लइलो शरणा। जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने। ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवाशादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना माई की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की बृहत मृदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की ट्रांसेंडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की निताय गो प्रेमानंदे all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Read the screen, yeah.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet in great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord birth after birth. From his ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor, and the Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto me. Give me the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Hare Krishna. So welcome to our Sunday Feast program on this very sunny Sunday. I'd like to thank all of you for coming today on this. You could be out picnicking and enjoying the weather, but you came here today. So I thank you all for coming on the week after Janmashtami. So I don't think anybody is tired then. Usually the week after of a big festival, everybody takes a lie-in at home because it's they're so tired. But in spiritual life, every single day is a festival. So we don't get tired because we just keep partying, we keep doing more festivals. So today we're reading from Bhagavad Gita 2.48. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Please repeat after me. Thank you. Yoga Staha Kuru Karmani. Yoga Staha Kuru Karmani. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. Siddhi Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva. Siddhi Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. Siddhi Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. Siddhya Asiddhyo Samo Bhutva. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Any volunteers? Yogastha Kuru Karmani. Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya. sadyo samabhutva uchyate. Anybody else? Any brave volunteers? Yogastha kuru karmani Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya Siddhya siddhyo samubhutva Samatvam yoga uchyate. Yogastha kuru kurmani Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya Siddhya siddhyo samubhutva Samatvam yoga uchyate. One more Prabhuji maybe. So far only one man has done. Women are leading. They've got the lead. Okay. So we'll go word for word. Yogastha, equipoised. Kuru, perform. Karmani, your duties. Sangam, attachment. Tyaktva, giving up. Dhananjaya, O Arjuna. Siddhi asiddhyo, in success and failure. Samaha, equipoised. Bhutva, becoming. Samatvam, equanimity. Yogaha, yoga. Uchyate is called. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Please repeat after me. Perform your duty equipoised. O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. Okay, now you don't need to repeat this part. This is the purport. Krishna tells Arjuna that he should act in yoga. And what is that yoga? Yoga means to concentrate the mind upon the Supreme by controlling the ever-disturbing senses. And who is the Supreme? The Supreme is the Lord. And because he himself is telling Arjuna to fight, Arjuna has nothing to do with the results of the fight. Gain or victory are Krishna's concern. Arjuna is simply advised to act according to the dictation of Krishna. The following of Krishna's dictation is real yoga, and this is practiced in the process called Krishna consciousness. By Krishna consciousness, only can one give up the sense of proprietorship. One has to become the servant of Krishna, or the servant of Krishna. That is the right way to discharge duty in Krishna consciousness, which alone can help one to act in yoga. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, and as such, he is participating in the Varnashram Dharma institution. It is said in the Vishnu Puran that in the Varnashram Dharma, the whole aim is to satisfy Vishnu. No one should satisfy himself, as is the rule in the material world, but one should satisfy Krishna. So unless one satisfies Krishna, one cannot correctly observe the principles of Varnashram Dharma. Indirectly, Arjuna was advised to act on as Krishna told him. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So just reminding us of the translation. Perform your duty equipoised, O Arjuna, abandoning all attachment to success or failure. Such equanimity is called yoga. So, this entire purport that Srila Prabhupada is talking about has written down, is completely on the point of yoga. When you think yoga, what do you think? What is yoga? Any ideas? Classically, what do you think yoga is? Nowadays, if you go for a yoga class, what do? Meditation, connection to the divine. But if you go to a yoga class, what do you usually do? Bending and stretching and exercising and stuff like that, no? Breathing. There are some breathing meditation yoga classes where people breathe and they control their breath. But, so that's kind of the modern definition of yoga. But actually, all of these yoga systems, they lead to a certain goal. Yoga, it comes in stages. The whole point of yoga comes from the Sanskrit word yuj. Yuj means to connect, to bind with. So yoga means to connect. If you're doing acrobatics and stretching and doing all these kinds of yoga and breathing, what are you connecting with? It's completely different to the definition, isn't it? But actually, real yoga is to connect with divinity, to connect with Krishna. That's what yoga is for. But all these kind of preliminary yogic exercises that you see in all the classes, if you see it in America, you'll see on National Yoga Day every year, thousands and millions of people, they do yoga on that day, and they do some breathing exercises, they do some stretching exercises. But the whole point of yoga is to connect with Krishna. What the stretching and the breathing exercises is actually for is so that it can give you the right health so that you can concentrate on Krishna. For example, if you want to sit down and meditate on Krishna, if you are not flexible, you won't be able to sit down for a very long time. If you want to concentrate, you need to be able to sit properly, peacefully, at peace with your own body first. Whereas if you're getting pins and needles and you have to keep moving your legs and you have to do this and that, then it's a little bit disturbing. You won't be able to fully focus on Krishna. The same thing with your mind. These breathing exercises, they are for controlling your mind. Because if your mind is erratic as well, let's say we're listening in a class right now, if my mind is erratic and I'm thinking, oh my God, I left the stove on, or something like that, your mind's going to be here and there. It's going to be jumping from branch to branch like a monkey. So these breathing exercises to control your mind. If you see, all of your emotions are controlled by your breath. Or your emotions control your breath. Have you noticed? If you're angry, how do you breathe? If you've ever seen like an angry donkey, they breathe very fast. And they start making noises with that. That's just their breathing. From them being maybe excited or angry. If you're calm, you breathe calmly. If you're excited, your breathing becomes erratic. So your breathing is controlled by your emotions and your mind. But in the Vedic science of breathing yoga, you can do it the opposite way. So if you control your breathing, you can control your emotions. For example, I had a friend in school. He had really bad anger management. He could not control his anger. He'd get angry over anything. You steal his pencil, he'll get angry. He'll as if you've blew up his house or something. He'd get really angry. So everybody said, just breathe, calm down. Then he calms down. So it's the same thing with everyone. Breathing controls the mind. It helps. But this is all so that it can create a nice platform, a primary control, so that you can focus on Krishna. That is what yoga is for. First you do these kinds of yogas so that you can get to the ultimate yoga. What is that yoga called? Bhakti yoga. So Srila Prabhupada is saying in that the ultimate yoga is called Krishna consciousness. That is what every yoga is pointing towards. But when people aren't ready for Krishna consciousness, then they'll get happy with let's say the breathing yoga or the exercise yoga. That's what it's for. Krishna. I think he needs to do some breathing yoga. So that's what yoga is for. And yoga today, it's in the modern day, it's usually connected with a kind of religionistic definition. If you think yoga, people think it's always Hindu or something like that. It's a very religionistic thing to do, yoga. If you see, actually I heard some Christians, sometimes they do yoga, but then some serious, staunch Christians, they say don't do yoga because it's Hindu, it's not Christian. But actually, does anyone know what religion means as well? What's the definition of religion? Does anybody know? If you connect to God. Mataji is ahead of the class, she's stealing my notes. So the religion, the word, comes from the Latin word religare. Religare means to bind. It's the exact same definition as yoga. Religion means to connect with God. So anything that helps you to connect with God, that is religion. It comes from the Latin word. So religion and yoga is the exact same word, just different languages. Did you know that before? Now you know. So, but the thing is, nowadays, people use religion as a kind of tag. I'm Christian, so none of this. I'm Hindu, so none of this. It keeps kind of barriers between the two. But actually, if you understand what religion actually is, it is anything that connects you with God. One of my seniors, he's Pragosh Prabhu, he's a very senior devotee in our movement in the UK. He's from Ireland. And he was telling one story to us one day. In Ireland, for maybe hundreds of years, there's been a big fight between Catholics and Protestants. I don't know if you know. Still today they're fighting, Catholics and Protestants. And even today, if you go, if someone says they're Catholic or Protestant, they'll start fighting, like physically fighting. So there's a lot of tension in Ireland. So one time, Pragosh Prabhu was going to Ireland, and he was going to one program, and he parked the car near the temple. And he was walking to the temple, and someone called out from behind and said, "Hey, you!" And he turned around. He said, "Are you Catholic or Protestant?" He said, "I'm a Hare Krishna." And then he started walking again. He said, "Hey, you! Are you a Catholic Hare Krishna or a Protestant Hare Krishna?" And then he was like, "Oh, what do I say?" So he turned around and said, "I'm a Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna." And then walked away. So there's a big fight between the two. Doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing. If you're Catholic, Protestant, Muslim, Jain, Hindu, whatever, there's these kind of divides. But that's not what religion is for. So your religion is really a yoga. It's to connect with God. Nowadays, people are using religion to find a way to have opposition with others. Sometimes, like you'll find people that they just want to ask you, "What religion are you from?" And then after that, they can make all of their decisions: how to treat you, what to do with you. So, real religion means to connect. Connect with who? Who? God. So religion means yoga. And Srila Prabhupada used to say that Krishna consciousness, which is the ultimate yoga, can help you be a better Christian, a better Muslim, a better Jain, a better Hindu, a better whatever you want to call it. It can help you in all aspects. Actually, I had one friend, a friend of a friend. He was a Jain. That was his religion. But he wasn't following so much. His parents were following it. So he came to our youth sessions in Manchester, Pandavasena. We were teaching Krishna consciousness to the youth. And he came and he was quite intrigued by it. And we were telling him, you can be a Jain, you can be a Muslim, you can be whatever. Just if you follow some of the principles of Krishna consciousness, you'll actually be more attracted and more connected with God. And he took that back, and he genuinely said, after a few months of studying it more, he said, "I appreciate Jainism more. I appreciate Jainism more because of just learning about Krishna consciousness." There's someone that lives on our street, and he was doing some kind of labor services on our street. And then I was doing my DT service at home. And I went out to get flowers from our garden for the deities. And he saw me, and he was doing this service, and I was in my pujari clothes. And he said, "What are you doing? Why are you dressed like that?" It's like, "Oh, I'm just doing some prayers. I'm dressed like this." And it's like, "You're from the Hare Krishna Center 2 streets across." So I was always curious, is Hare Krishna a religion? So I explained to him, to connect, you can be whatever. I said, I'm a strong Catholic. So can you be Hare Krishna and a Catholic? I said, yeah, you can be. Because in Krishna consciousness, we believe Jesus was a guru. He was an acharya. Anybody that comes to give the message of God is a guru. Even Srila Prabhupada would say, we highly respect Jesus. He came to this world to give people the message of God. Whatever extent it was, even if it's a little bit, of the full truth, it's still preaching, You don't go to a primary school and teach them quantum physics, So whatever little bits. So, Hare Krishna. What's that? Hare Krishna. Okay. So, anyways, so the point that I was trying to make was yoga, religion, all of these kind of cultures and philosophies, their main point is to connect with God. Whether you call him Krishna, whether you call him Govinda, whether you call him Ja, whether you call him Jehovah. The main thing is to connect with God. That's his real religion, yoga. And but the highest that Srila Prabhupada is saying in this is called Krishna consciousness. Highest is Krishna consciousness. Who is Krishna? Who is that wonderful Krishna? God, as we all understand, in every single culture. Oh, Krishna. There is some kind of conception of God. Even if you go to the most diverse and rural tribes of Africa or even if you go to the most rural places in the world, where the tribes that have been not even contacted by God, by people, they'll still have a kind of conception of a God. They might call it something else. And if you look at all of these cultures all over the world, you'll notice there's a kind of common conception. God is all powerful, He is all knowing, He is all present, He knows everything, and He's all pervasive. He's controlling everything. So many cultures know Him by different names, but so there's a kind of understanding. Some people, they'll have a conception of God that He's an energy. God, divinity, is an energy in the world. Some cultures, they know God as a big person in the sky controlling everything, saying if you don't do something good, then you'll go to heaven, and if you do something bad, you'll go to hell. And some cultures, the Vedic culture, goes even deeper into the understanding of this person. For example, any person, they have layers to their identity. Somebody name me an item of their grocery shopping. Somebody, this seems a little bit weird now, but somebody name me an item of their grocery shopping. What do you buy when you go buy things for the house? Milk. Which brand of milk? Which brand? It's got to have a brand. Huh? Tesco basic milk. Okay? So that milk has come from the superstore. That superstore is Tesco. Tesco, you can say, is the kind of energy. It's a company, and is doing all these things in the world. It's distributing everything. That energy or that company, who is the CEO of that? I don't know his name, but there's a CEO to Tesco, is there not? No? So there's a person behind Tesco who is managing everything, whatever is going on in Tesco. And their energy is going into Tesco, and from that energy, people are buying products from them, and it's sustaining everybody, no? Does that make sense? So there's a CEO behind him. We just know him as big CEO man. He's the CEO of Tesco. Nobody knows his name, but he's the CEO of Tesco. He's a person. So we just looked, there was an energy of that person. Then there was kind of the work identity of that person. He's the CEO of Tesco. When that person goes home after a long day of work at the office, is he still the CEO? Yes, but also no. He'll go home to his wife and his children. Do they know him as a CEO of Tesco? No, they know him as my husband or my father. So there's a deeper relationship there. You're peeling back the layers of that identity. You know? And to that person, to those children, they don't know him as a CEO. They know, oh, he's my dad. Or he's my husband. I don't need to have great respect. You have respect, but not great respect. You joke around with your father. You play with your father. You have an intimate relationship, more intimate relationship. Does that make sense? There's the energy. Then there's the kind of work identity. Then if you go even deeper, they have a home identity, where that person is completely without any responsibilities. He's at home enjoying. What does he do at home? He goes home to enjoy, not to work hard more. No? So that is exactly what Krishna is. That is Krishna. So in this world there is Krishna's energy. Then, as we know, Krishna in his form of work where he's maintaining everything, we know him as what? Vishnu. So if you see in this picture of a sage that is meditating there, he's meditating on Narayan, Vishnu. So this is the form of Krishna who expands from Krishna in his uniform. And when he's at home, Krishna is in, if you go 2 paintings to the right, that is Krishna in Vrindavan. Krishna when he is at home, enjoying with his friends, family, his village, aunts, uncles, things like that. So that is Krishna. We just had a beautiful festival last week. Sri Krishna Janmashtami is the birthday of Krishna. Of course, Krishna, he doesn't get born ever. God does not ever get born, or he doesn't die. He's eternally in the spiritual world. But Janmashtami celebrates the day that Krishna appeared in the material world. Krishna, does anybody know what the definition of Krishna is? What's the name mean? Does anybody know? All attractive. Thank you so much, Mataji. Krishna is all attractive. I'll wait for the offering to go. Krishna is all attractive. How is he all attractive? In the Vedic scriptures, it explains that anybody that is attractive, there are 6 opulences. Anything that you find attractive. If someone is attractive, what can they be? Do you find any rich person attractive? If they're rich, there's some attractiveness to them, no? Otherwise, why are they talking about it, you know? I read this news article a few weeks back about this bride who is like 22 years old or something, and she married a 96-year-old billionaire, you know. And if you saw the picture of the man, he was like completely like wheelchair ridden. It's like, what do you find attractive? It's money. That's the thing. So richness, wealth is attractive. So anybody that has wealth, that is attractive. Any other thing that is attractive? Beauty. Yeah, simple. Anyone that is beautiful is attractive. Kindness, yes, yeah. Anything else? What else will you find attractive? Power. If a person is very powerful, you get very attracted to them. A big mafia boss or someone that is controlling the government is very attractive because they can get things done for you. So in the Vedic philosophy, there are 6 opulences. There is wealth, strength. One of Krishna's name is Baladev. You know, one of his forms is Baladev. Bala means strength. So Krishna, he is full in wealth, strength, fame, knowledge. If someone is very knowledgeable, they're very attractive. And if someone is renounced, and if someone has so much beauty, then they're attractive. But let's face it, anybody in this world, nobody has more than, let's say, 2 of these, usually. But Krishna, he's known as Krishna because he's all attractive. He has all of these qualities in complete full. He is completely beautiful. If you look at our pictures of Krishna, he's so beautiful. He's so strong. He lifted the Govardhan hill. He's so famous. Like we said, every culture, even if they're not contacted by another person, even if you don't tell them there is a God, somehow these civilizations, they have some conception of a God. He's so famous. You know, who is the most famous person you know, like person? Probably like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a famous person. Everybody in the world knew him. But still, Krishna's thousands, millions of times more famous than him. Everybody knows him in some way or another. So, Krishna, he is that sweet coward boy from Vrindavan. He's so attractive. He holds the flute. His skin color is that of a monsoon cloud, blackish blue. He carries the flute and he roams Vrindavan's forest with his friends, herding the cows like a simple person. Simple coward boy. Is it not inconceivable? If you think God, you think a man in the sky sitting in a cloud with a big beard. That is kind of the general view. But no, God is God. He's old, but he doesn't need to look old. He's also young. He doesn't need to look young, but he can do what he wants. So Krishna is that beautiful, original God. If you just look at the psychology of God, if you were God, would you just maintain everything? Would you work hard in maintaining everything? The entire world, this planet needs to go at this direction, at this angle around the sun. And he's spending an entire day sweating away, maintaining everyone. Oh, this person prayed this, I should answer their prayers. No. If you're God and you have complete power in everything, then what you want to do is I just want to relax. I can maintain everything, but also relax, enjoy. Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer. So that is what he does in Vrindavan. He plays in the pastures, he plays in the forests. He came 5,000 years ago. So today, last week we celebrated Janmashtami. We're going to treat today as a kind of continuation of Janmashtami. So you see we still have our swing here. You can swing baby Krishna after the program. We'll do some kirtan afterwards as well. And we can just talk about Krishna. That is the life. So this form, whenever you hear God, it's a little bit inconceivable to think that he's just a little coward boy playing with his friends. But I heard this in one class once, that if he's just doing the stereotypical thing that what God does that you think, isn't that conceivable? But God is inconceivable. So if you think he's just he's that man in the sky, that's just conceivable. That's a bit average. It's a bit boring. So God does even things that are even more inconceivable. If he does things that are conceivable, that's a little bit more inconceivable as well. It doesn't make sense because it's inconceivable. So this is Krishna. Lord Brahma, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. What does Lord Brahma say? Everyone here knows who Lord Brahma is, no? Everybody has that background knowledge. Lord Brahma is the creator of this universe, this everything that is here, this earth. He's designed everything. He's not God, but he's like the man in charge. For example, if I own a shop, I don't want to work in that shop. I will have someone else doing it for me. So for example, if Krishna wants to, I'll just give that man the facilities, everything that he needs, the money, the facilities, the resources, then he does it for me. Similarly, Brahma is that man in charge. He's hired by Krishna, but he's also that devotee. So what does Brahma say? Ishvara Parama Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Ishvara, that most ultimate, sweetest form of God is Krishna. He is Krishna. Brahma is saying this. He knows, he's literally seen everything in the universe. He's seen all the demigods, he's seen everyone, he knows everybody. He's actually one of the most respected demigods there is. And he is saying, I worship Krishna. So he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme personality of Godhead. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin and is the prime cause of all causes. Then Brahma says, what does he say? Chintamani prakara sadmashu kalpa viksha Lakshavriteshu surabir api palayantam Lakshmi sahasrashata sambrama sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. He says, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desires, in abodes built from spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of purpose trees, always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of gopis. This is God. But still, it's inconceivable. No? Because I don't know how to explain, but if you're brought up around the kind of perception that God is this man in the sky, it's so hard to understand that he's this simple coward boy. No? It's bewildering, actually. How can God be just a little boy? You know? Even, okay, we'll go to the main section of this class. I wanted to tell the story. Even Brahma, the creator of everything in this world, even he gets bewildered by this. Because it's so inconceivable that Krishna can just be a boy. Brahma is one of the most intelligent people in the entire universe, yet he gets bewildered by this. So forget about how bewildered we can get. So one time, Krishna, while he's performing his pastimes, Krishna was a coward boy, so he would go to the forest with his friends. You can see they're coming back from the forest in this picture. And they would go in the morning they would go to the forest to let the cows out and let them graze. So they would go out, and even whilst they were out, he'd go with all of his friends, and they would play together. They would just enjoy the entire day, enjoy nature. And because they'd be out all day, they'd have their packed lunch. Every single gopa, every one of his friends would have a packed lunch. And they'd bring their packed lunch with them. And during lunchtime, all of the gopas, all of Krishna's friends, they all sat down on the floor. Krishna was in the center, and they all got out all their packed lunches for the day. And each one of the boys was saying, Krishna, 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 my mother made this. You try, you try. Krishna, my mother made these such sweet rasgullas. They're so sweet. You should try, you should try. And they would have different plates. These different boys, they'd have these plates made out of banana leaves. Sometimes the boys would get so excited, they just, Krishna, let's use this stone as a plate. Let's just eat off this. Here's the prasad. Here's the bhoga. Let's just eat this now. Krishna, you should try this. My mother made it. She makes the best samosas. Best samosas. You should try. You should try. And they'd be eating, and they'd be laughing, and they'd be smiling, and they'd be making jokes. And all of the boys would just be having such a nice time. You could hear their boyish laughs. All of them around 5-6 years old. And they've gone to the forest and they're eating together. If you go upstairs to our prasadam room, you'll see one picture just like these. That is the scene of this pastime, where Krishna and the coward boys are having their picnic together. And so then they're eating and they're smiling and they're laughing and they're joking away and they're feeding and they're stuffing each other's faces and they're, Krishna, please eat this, and they're tasting, Krishna, this tastes very nice, you should try this as well. But if you remember that Krishna is God, so then usually in our temples, what do? Do we taste the food, then we give to God? No, you see here what's happening here? We're first offering to Krishna, then we eat. So then, what is this? Such this is not religious at all. You know, how can they do this? How can they be such devotees of Krishna? So then, at the same time as this is happening, Brahma, he was flying through the sky on his aeroplane, and he saw this. He says, I know Krishna is here and he's God, but what the hell is going on here? He says, Krishna is the all-powerful, pervasive controller of the entire existence. To worship him, you must have a certain standard. How is this happening? And he's so confused. He said, this can't be Krishna. This can't be Krishna. Makes no sense. Krishna is that person that people are meditating on for thousands of years trying to attain him. And these boys that are 5 years old are eating this food and just offering it to Krishna. Say, you eat my remnants. What's going on? I'm Brahma. I did tapasya for so many years just to realize God. And these boys are just freely getting it. So he's wondering, what the hell is going on? So Brahma thinks, okay, this can't be God. Let me see if this is God or not. So Brahma was bewildered. So then what Brahma does, because he is the creator of everything, he's composed, engineered every single thing. Grass is his invention. Trees, they are Brahma's invention. So he's invented everything. He knows how to do it. He can manipulate anything he wants, So then what he does, the baby calves that were with the coward boys at the time whilst they were eating, he creates this kind of attraction, this grass that tastes so nice that the cows are led away from the coward boys. And the calves, they go away from the coward boys, and the coward boys are just sitting there having their picnic, and they realize, oh, Krishna, where are all the calves gone? The calves are gone. Brahma kidnaps the calves. He makes them go missing. And then Krishna says, I don't know. And then they say, I'll go look, Krishna, I'll go look. He said, Krishna, no. Krishna says, no, you eat, I will go look. Krishna gets up, and still with this special kind of food that his mother has made for him for his picnic. Now there's a very special story of this food. It was a very sweet, tasty dish made by Mother Yashoda that was filled with yogurt, fruits, and rice. And actually earlier, when Srila Prabhupada came, one of the first ever disciples of Srila Prabhupada, called Janaki Mataji, Mother Janaki, they would, for Janmashtami, what they would do is they'd read Srila Prabhupada's books. They found, this is what Krishna used to eat. So they thought, let's try and make this ourselves, and we should distribute in the temple, and we should offer it to Krishna. So they made it themselves, this beautiful mixture of fruits, yogurt, and rice. And Srila Prabhupada asked, what is this? And they said, she didn't know what to say because the actual name for it wasn't there. So she just said, Krishna's surprise. And then ever since then, pretty much every single temple on every Janmashtami, they'd make this Krishna surprise. So Krishna left, and he was holding this Krishna surprise. And he was eating at the same time, and he was looking for these cows. Where they've gone? And the calves have completely gone. Where are they gone? And then at the same time when Krishna went away to look for the calves, Lord Brahma kidnapped the children, the gopas. They were all missing. The coward boys and the cows. And then Krishna went back and he said, everyone's missing. All the picnic is still here, but everyone's missing. What's going on? Obviously, Krishna is the knower of everything. He knows everything that is going on. But simply for his own pleasure, he acts out leelas. We said in one of our Wednesday programs, why did Krishna do it? Just because he wants to. You think, why? Some people, they ask, why did Krishna do this? Why did Krishna do that? Can he not just want to do it? We have desires, so does Krishna. So he just does it. So Krishna knows this is Brahma's doing. But then just for the leela, just for the pastime, he goes, where have all the coward boys gone? And he's like this helpless little 5-year-old boy. Where are these boys gone? Where are these boys gone? Where are the calves? I'm by myself. And there's no one with me. Obviously he knew. This is Lord Brahma. So then, Gopas are gone. Krishna gets so confused. He's looking everywhere. Where are the boys? Where are the boys? And now what Krishna does, he says, the mothers and fathers of my dear friends, they'll be so upset if these boys are missing. So what Krishna does as himself to please the parents of his friends is he expands into each one of the coward boys into an exact copy. Exact copy. But they're all Krishna. And they all, after the day, they finish grazing, they finished eating. So actually Krishna eats everything. He eats all the prasadam, because it's him. He is the coward, he's all the coward boys. Then they go home. And as you see, this is the scene of all of the Brajabasis seeing the coward boys after they come back from grazing all the cows, letting all the cows graze. So every time the coward boys would come back with Krishna, they'd throw a huge festival every single day. So Krishna's come back, the boys have come back, the boys have come back. And they'd be up in arms for Krishna to come back. But this time, the residents of Braj, Vrindavan, they get a little bit confused. Because there's something different about these boys. So they come back and they're so happy to see their children. Now, a little bit of context. In Vrindavan, everyone has their own children, but every single resident of Vrindavan loves Krishna the most out of everybody. Everybody. They love them more than their own children. Now, this doesn't mean they don't love their children. Actually, what's described is that they love their children more than any parent could ever love their child, ever. Ever. More than any, you can even fathom how much they love the child. But they love Krishna more. That's how much love was flowing out for Krishna. But the strange thing was, they looked at the coward boys and they looked exactly the same. Every hair was the exact same. The birthmarks, whatever signs, all the jewelry was exactly the same. Even their characteristics, how they would walk, how they would talk, their voices were exactly the same. Completely the same. But they were all Krishna. So then, because it's Krishna, all of the parents, they invite all of their children and they're treating them like they're Krishna. But they don't know. Something is up. I just love you so much. And now Krishna is not the most loved person. Everyone is the most loved person. And they're taking their children. The fathers are putting the children in their lap and hugging them. And the mothers are giving them kisses on the cheek. And there's such loving embraces that are going on in Vrindavan when Krishna comes back, as all the Gopas. And everything was exactly the same. And they all went to their different houses. See, every single characteristic, when you know somebody so well, sometimes you know their characteristics, how they walk, how they talk. I know with my father, I sometimes make fun of him because I know what he's going to do from if he flinches in a certain way, I know what he's going to do. Because I know him so well. But Krishna is the super soul in everybody's heart. He knows everybody to the T. How they walk, how they talk, how they do anything. How their attitude is and everything. So then he's acting completely as each coward boy so accurately. And this goes on for about 1 year. 1 whole year. This goes on. All of the coward boys that are actually Krishna, every day they get dressed by their parents, they get woken up, they go to the fields and they play with Krishna. Krishna is playing with himself. It's inconceivable, no? He's playing with himself as another person. And they're playing and 1 year goes on. And you might think, where is Lord Balram when this is happening? Balram is also an expansion of Krishna. But on this specific day, it's explained in Bhagavatam, this was Lord Balram's birthday. So he wasn't there having a picnic with everybody. Actually, in the Vedic culture or the tradition, if it's your birthday, you don't get the presents. You're supposed to give everybody else presents. So you're supposed to do services. So in the Vedic culture, it's not exactly presents, but it's like you give people service. So if it's your birthday, so Balram was held back by his mother, Rohini, and she told him, like, okay, you have to go and serve everybody now. You should serve the brahmanas, give charity, all these kind of things that children don't want to do, but they're doing it. So Balram wasn't there. So when he comes and he sees all the boys and the loving relationships that everybody's having, he's a little bit confused as well. What's going on here? This is not how I remember it. Now this is even more inconceivable. Balaram is Krishna. He is also God. But Krishna kept this secret with himself. So Balaram did not know. He was also confused. What's going on? Krishna knew, but Balaram did not. Even though he is non-different from Krishna. It's described, the only difference between Krishna and Balaram is that one is black and one is white. That is the only difference. So Balaram is confused as well, but he's like, okay, let's just go on with it. I'll play with them. So this goes on for a whole year. And then eventually, Brahma comes back. He says, okay, let's see how my little prank has gone on and see if this is really God. So Brahma comes and he's flying on his aeroplane. And to his bewilderment, he's seeing all the coward boys that he kidnapped playing with Krishna in the fields, like nothing ever happened. And he's thinking, what's going on? I don't lose my memory. Like, I remember doing this. I remember taking them. Actually, what happened, so also some context, Brahma didn't, what Brahma did with the Gopas is he put them in a transcendental sleep. So they were kind of sleeping, unconscious. And he took them to one hiding place, one cave, to hide them. Brahma's cave, not any like ordinary cave. And that was his hiding spot for the year. And they were all taken care of, they were just sleeping. But he comes back and he sees the Gopas and they're all playing like nothing has ever happened. It's like I was supposed to create some problem, some trouble in Vrindavan, and nothing is, whatever I've done means nothing. It's like, Brahma is the most intelligent person in the entire universe. All our knowledge, Bhagavatam, all of our scriptures, they come from Brahma because they were told to him by Krishna. So he's the most knowledgeable person. And he's saying, how have I made a mistake? I'm usually perfect. So then he's thinking, what's going on? So then he goes back to the cave and he sees all the boys, they're still sleeping there. So what's going on here? Then he goes back to Vrindavan and he sees all the boys are playing there. Then he's saying, no, this can't be done. Then he goes back to Vrindavan, he goes back to the cave, and he goes back to Vrindavan, and he goes back, what's going on here? So he's thinking, what's going on? And then he's coming up with like theories in his head. Sometimes when you're troubled, you start overthinking. Maybe the boys, when I leave, they go to Vrindavan, and they're playing, and then when I leave from Vrindavan, they go to the cave and start sleeping again. And then he said, no, that can't be, because I'm very fast on my aeroplane. So then he's thinking, maybe these boys, maybe I only took half of the boys, and the other half are here. So no, that can't be done. Maybe they're twins. No, that can't be done. So then he's going back and forth in such confusion. He's so bewildered that he's made some kind of mistake. What's going on here? I've created everything. I know everything that's going on, but somehow I don't know what's going on here. So then he comes back and he's like in complete like panic attack. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know who his identity is. And then he goes back to Vrindavan. He sees all of the coward boys. And he closes his eyes. And then he opens his eyes. Each one of the coward boys, he now sees Vishnu as Narayan. This exact form here. And every single boy, he's looking like an exact copy of Narayan, Krishna, Vishnu. And then he's thinking, what's going on here? Now this is even more bewildering, He's going back and forth and something's not going well. And now there's hundreds of Narayans here. And he closes his eyes and he's thinking, what's going on, what's going on, what's going on? And then he opens his eyes again. And this time, all of the Narayans are gone. Actually, he doesn't see anything. He doesn't even see Vrindavan. He doesn't see the hills and the grass and everything. Everything is just black. And he just sees Krishna, this 5-year-old cow-headed boy, holding his Krishna surprise. And he's thinking, what is going on? And he's looking at Krishna and he realizes now, oh, this is Krishna, my Lord. How did I not recognize? Some tinge, there's some beautiful prayers in the Bhagavatam. One day you can maybe go to the Bhagavatam and read these beautiful prayers Brahma has, and what he's thinking and what he's feeling. Thinking, oh, this is Krishna. And then he completely surrenders to Krishna, completely surrenders and humbles himself. See, what happened with Brahma, even though he's such an advanced devotee, even the demigods, they're not safe from a little bit of pride or a little bit of ego. Even the smallest speck of ego came into Brahma, thinking that he is the creator. And this little cow-headed boy, how can he be God, my Lord? So then he sees Krishna and he completely surrenders. And now Brahma understands. And what's described is that now Brahma sees Vrindavan for what it is. Once he realizes, he looks at Vrindavan and he sees all of the trees of Vrindavan are kalpavrikshas, they're desire trees. In the spiritual world, there are special trees that are there. Every tree there, whatever you desire, it will give you. Nowadays, trees will only give you whatever it's. If it's an apple tree, you just get apples. But these trees, they give you whatever you want. Now Brahma is seeing every single tree is a desire tree. And he's seeing every speck of dust that is in Vrindavan is the most precious jewel in the entire universe. Every single speck of dust. And he's seeing every cow in Vrindavan are the Kamdenu cows, or the Surabhi cows, from the spiritual world. The most beautiful, exquisite cows in the entire creation. And he's seeing Krishna. And every single Brajabasi, every resident of Vrindavan is the topmost of devotees that you can ever imagine. They are much more senior than Brahma himself. So now that he's realized this is Krishna, now he can see Vrindavan for what it is. My dear friends, if you go to Vrindavan today, and if you go without the right consciousness, or the right Krishna consciousness, and you're not Krishna conscious, you'll maybe see Vrindavan for there's some litter on the ground, it's hustling and bustling, it's not so nice to go there. But this is exactly what Brahma was seeing before he even understood Krishna. And once he understood Krishna, and once he became properly Krishna conscious, he saw Vrindavan for what it is. And I don't know if you heard last week in the Vyas Puja we had for Srila Prabhupada, one devotee was saying that, and also many places, Prabhupada said that every single temple in our ISKCON movement is Vrindavan, non-different from Vrindavan. So you might see, if you're not Krishna conscious, you might see that these are just some four walls, there's maybe some cobwebs over there, it needs to be swept. There's a burn mark on the carpet. Has anyone noticed? Some impurities are there, it's not so nice, this sunroof is mucky, gutter is filled. You can think things like this, but actually, once you are Krishna conscious, you understand and you can see each temple to be non-different from Vrindavan. This is the spiritual world. Non-different. Once you enter the temple doors, you are in Vrindavan. Non-different. But that is only possible once you become Krishna conscious. So if there's anything that we can learn from Brahma's bewilderment, is that once you won't see anything for what it is unless you become properly Krishna conscious. Anything. Srila Prabhupada used to say, at the time when Srila Prabhupada was here, there was a big war that was going on, Vietnam War. And everybody knows this, no? America was at war with Vietnam. So all of the devotees that were coming to the temple, they were a little bit scared. Prabhupada, I might get drafted for the war. You know? I don't want to get drafted for the war. I don't want to go to a war that I don't want to fight. So, okay, it's fine. So there was a big problem back then. And Srila Prabhupada used to say, when he would comment on different things that are going on in the world, he's saying this Vietnam War, any war that's going on in the world, he would say, every single war that is going on right now is due to meat eating. How can that be, Srila Prabhupada? It's because if you don't have any mercy to all the living entities, then you eat their flesh. If you're eating that flesh, then that means you don't have any mercy, compassion. But you won't get that compassion for living entities unless you become Krishna conscious. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada was saying that everything that is in this world, any problem that there is, it cannot be solved unless devotees or people become Krishna conscious. It'll solve every single problem in life. You'll see everything for what it is. If you become Krishna conscious, so in this sense, Srila Prabhupada was saying, if you become Krishna conscious, you won't eat meat. If you don't eat meat, you'll gain some compassion to living entities. True compassion. There's obviously, you can be somewhat little bit compassionate, or you can be very compassionate. You'll become truly compassionate. And once you become truly compassionate, there'll be no wars going on for the wrong reasons. Srila Prabhupada would say there'll be no crime. Everybody, the economy would be run properly because people would be Krishna conscious. The leaders would be Krishna conscious. They'd have the right values. So every single problem in the world is due to people not being Krishna conscious. Once you become Krishna conscious, this entire world becomes, as Srila Prabhupada would say, this entire world would become the spiritual world. It would become Vaikuntha, without anxiety. Nowadays, people are in so much anxiety. Srila Brahma went into so much anxiety because he didn't see Krishna for who he is. So once we see Krishna for who he is, we'll see, like a pure devotee would see everybody in this temple as pure devotees. Because all of you, you've come here to hear about Krishna. You know, you'd see other devotees to be the topmost worshipable devotees. Because you've come here to hear about Krishna today. So, Krishna, if you basically, so to end off this class, if Krishna is not in the center of your life and in the center of every relationship that you have, then that your life or those relationships that you have are not complete. Because Krishna is your ever well-wisher. Ever well-wisher. Even if, see, how many billions and trillions of people there are in the world, people like us, if we turn our back on Krishna so many times, Krishna will still receive us with open arms. He'll give us so many opportunities. If we ignore Krishna, even if we know about Krishna but we choose, okay, I don't want to go to the temple, I don't want to associate with devotees, I want to go out and party or do whatever I want and enjoy myself, Krishna, even after that, still gives you an opportunity. Still gives you an opportunity that I love you, I'm your ever well-wisher, you're my dearest devotee, come back to me. Whatever you do, I don't care, please just come back to me. So Krishna always will give you open arms. Doesn't matter what you do. All we have to do is take that step. Srila Prabhupada would describe Krishna as being your ever well-wisher. And actually, if you have Krishna in the center of your life, then you'll become the well-wisher of everybody you know. Srila Prabhupada, I don't know if you've seen anybody, if you go online and you see any of Srila Prabhupada's letters that he sent to any of his disciples or anybody, he'd always end off, your sincere servant, your ever well-wisher, Srila Prabhupada. or A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He'd always say, ever well-wisher. If you go on YouTube today and you type in your ever well-wisher Srila Prabhupada, there's a nice old documentary on Srila Prabhupada. It's called Your Ever Well-Wisher. So Srila Prabhupada was your ever well-wisher. Because he knew Krishna was your ever well-wisher. And once you have Krishna in the center of your life, then you are also well-wishing everybody. You're the well-wisher of everybody. But that can't happen unless you become Krishna conscious. Huh? So it has to be in the center of your life. There's a beautiful bhajan that one of our acharyas has written. And in that bhajan, it said, Aparada shunya hoye loho Krishna naam, Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dana pran. The translation of this is that, please, everybody, friends, chant Krishna's name without offense. Accept Krishna as your mother, as your father. He is your life and soul. He is your wealth of your life. He is your dearmost friend. So unless we accept Krishna as our dearmost friend, then we cannot be the well-wisher of everybody. So in order for everybody to become well-wishers of everybody, we must try and be Krishna conscious. Please, please, please take this step. Take this step to become more Krishna conscious. And that is only done by coming to the temple, by associating with devotees, having relationships with dearmost senior and like-minded devotees, and having prasadam, which we'll have soon, and also chanting and dancing in kirtan. So these are the ways. So what can we learn from Brahma, Lord Brahma, today? Since I've been talking for so long, please someone tell me, what can we learn from Brahma today? Lord Brahma. If you don't say, then I'll feel like my entire class was useless. Was it useless? Please accept Krishna. Yes. Anything else? Should not have pride. Yes. And also don't feel, this is also something, please do not feel like an imposter if you find that you have some pride or some bad qualities in your heart. Even the greatest of demigods get bewildered by pride. Nobody's just safe. You have to keep pushing on your Krishna consciousness. Once you become complacent, then those anarthas will show through. So even Lord Brahma, who is literally the most senior of demigods, even he gets affected. So don't feel that, okay, I've got a little bit of pride in me, I'm the worst of everyone in the temple today. No, everybody can get afflicted by it. But if we all work together and we all support each other and we become everybody's ever well-wisher, then all of us can go back to Goloka together, holding everyone's arms together. I'd just like to end off on one more quote. In the Nectar of Devotion, written by a very senior acharya in our movement, Srila Rupa Goswami, this is a quote from his book. So please listen. He says, "My dear friend," he's talking to all of us, "if you still have any desire to enjoy the company of your friends within this material world, then don't look upon that form of Krishna, who is standing on the bank of Keshigat, a bathing place in Vrindavan. He is known as Govinda, and his eyes are very enchanting. He is playing upon his flute, and on his head there is a peacock feather. And this whole body is illuminated by the moonlight in the sky." Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai. So, if you want to have a material life, don't look at Krishna. Because once you see him for who he is, just as Brahma did, your entire material life will be over. And you'll become completely spiritual. So it's just as Brahma saw Krishna for who he really is, and his material anarthas and propensities left his heart as soon as he realized who Krishna was. Then he became completely spiritual. So if you want that to happen, if you don't want that to happen, please don't look at Krishna. All these paintings, don't look at Krishna. But I have to give you a disclaimer. Every one of you has seen Krishna. So it's too late. You're all here, and that's that. You can't go back. Some devotees, they sometimes say, once you come to this movement, this ISKCON movement is a little bit like a mafia. Out of context, this might seem a little bit strange. We're not a mafia, don't worry. But this ISKCON movement is a little bit like this Krishna conscious movement is a little bit like a mafia. Once you know too much, you can't leave. Even if you want to. Because your attraction for Krishna will be so great, you won't be able to leave. One more point comes in my brain, but it's prasadam time, not even kirtan time. But one last story. Time it's not necessary. But this is even seen, if you don't believe this, then let me give you one example. There was one devotee in America. He became a devotee, he was a brahmachari, he was a monk in the temple. He joined the ashram. And he decided, okay, I've had enough of it. I want to leave. I want to go back. I want to start fishing again, start my own hobby. So then he said, I don't want to see these devotees anymore. I've had enough of Krishna consciousness. So then what he did is that he said, right, I left the ashram. He gave up his saffron clothes and he took a flight. He wanted to take a flight to Alaska. He thought to himself, where will I go where I cannot see any devotees? Because at that time there were devotees everywhere, in every state, every country in the world. Still today there are. You can't escape Krishna consciousness. Even in Stoke, if you live in Stoke, devotees come. Look at you today. So he went to Alaska. He said, Alaska, there's just snow. Nobody lives there. There's not many people. So he went to the airport. And in the airport, there was a devotee distributing Bhagavad Gita. He said, oh my God, I don't want to see this devotee. Why are there so many devotees? So he said, oh my God. He boarded the plane and he went to Alaska. He went to Alaska's airport and was leaving, and he saw some devotees distributing the Gita. He said, oh my God, devotees here as well. He drove 4 hours in the snow. He rented a car and drove 4 hours to a secluded cabin in the middle of nowhere, miles from any civilization. And he went to his cabin and he thought, my first day of holiday is here. Let me go fishing. Let me start this old habit of mine, this old hobby of mine. And he went fishing, put on his gloves in his coat, and he went for a few hours. Fishing, and there's no luck. No fish were coming. And then he felt something. Finally, a fish. I'll taste my first fish in years that I catch myself. He took it. And as it came out of the water, it was a plastic bag. And in that plastic bag, can you guess what was in there? A Bhagavad Gita. And he's thinking, I think Krishna's given me a sign to go back. This is a true story. Completely true story. There's an interview of the devotee who was telling. So, there's an example. You've seen Krishna now. There's no leaving now. It sounds a little bit like I'm keeping you in the temple. There's no leaving now though. Wherever you go, Krishna will stay with you. And whatever you do, He'll still have His arms open for you. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone here for coming today and allowing us all to hear about the pastimes of Krishna so that we can get attracted to this beautiful, original form of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions or any comments? None? Priyani Mataji, do you have any questions? No? Radha Mohan Prabhu, any questions? That's not a question. No questions? Okay. Hare Krishna. Now we'll have some kirtan. And now we have not many people. So I think there are some people that are taking a break after last week's Janmashtami and Vyas Puja. So there's less people in the temple, but like we said before, this temple is Vrindavan, and in Vrindavan, the coward boys and the coward girls would dance and chant about Krishna. So we have less people here today, but I plead you, please chant and dance as much as possible. After every one of my classes, I have to say, I'm begging you, please let's dance and chant as much as possible. Please do not stay in the corner, Srina Prabhu. Please dance with us, and then we can feel like we're in Vrindavan. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadhari Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivash Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गो प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रुति श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणार वृंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड, श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की, श्री वृंदावन धाम की, श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, गंगा माई की, जमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, कलयुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, बृहत प्रदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, ट्रांसेंडेंटल प्रसादम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Pralada Ladadaine, Pralada हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकाशिपूर्वक्षः शीलातन्कानकालाये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा इतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं चरणं प्रपद्ये नरसिंहमदिं चरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नाका अद्भुतशृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे करकमलवरे नाका अद्भुतशृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज श्री नरसिंहदेव की जय श्री प्रहलाद महाराज की जय
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's a nice age of being baby, but it's its own pros and cons. Hare Krishna. So once again, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, I welcome you all to our Sunday Feast program. We're just celebrating our extended Janmashtami. Last Sunday, we had last Saturday, in fact, we had a very wonderful Janmashtami. We were there till middle of night. Many of you came first time, you probably are coming for the second time. So once again, thank you everyone for a very enthusiastic participation on Janmashtami. The next day on Sunday, we had a Prabhupada's appearance day. Prabhupada's appearance in this world. It was very, very nicely received. So our festivals are going on very nicely. So festivities don't stop. Next Sunday, we have the greatest of all festival. And this is called Radhashtami. Radhashtami is the day when Radharani, she appeared in this world. So it is said that the whole world celebrates Krishna's appearance, but Krishna celebrates Radharani's appearance. It's a party thrown by a boss. So it's a super party. So next Sunday, devotees will be here celebrating Radhashtami. on this day, there's a very special ceremony that we do. It's called Pushpa Abhishek. So we'll have a form of Radha and Krishna, and we'll be having flower petals, and you can just sprinkle the flower petals on Radha and Krishna. If you have some garden and you have some flowers in your garden, you can bring flower petals, and you can just by yourself just give it to the devotees. They'll mix it in the main offering, then everybody can offer it. Or if you want to bring flowers on the market, you also can do so. Get some petally flowers with a lot of petals, but bring it before everything begins. So come right at the beginning of the program, then we can offer it. So next Sunday, we are celebrating Radhashtami. And after that, there's a big festival of Govardhan Puja coming in October. So little breather after Radhashtami, some 2 weeks, we can relax. Again, Diwali, Govardhan Puja, and so many other festivals are coming. So as Balram said in the class, that in spiritual world, every day is a festival. Every day is a festival, every step is the dance, every word is the song. The festivities never stop. So let's do wonderful festivals. Any other announcements, Balram, you can think of? Okay, so we're a bit over time now. So anybody has come for the first time after a long time? For the first time? Yes, Mataji. Would you like to introduce yourself, your family? The second time. Oh, wonderful. What's your name again? Amy. Yeah. And that's with you, Prabhuji? Kush. Wonderful. Where is love? USA. Jai. You have to bring him also. There is your baby crying. Yeah. What is his name? Ayan. Welcome, Ayan. Hare Krishna. Say everybody Hare Krishna to Ayan, Amy, and Kush. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much, Ayan, Kush, and Amy for coming to our program. Thank you so much. Anybody else for the first time? I know Harshil and Dhriti, second time. Yeah, so second time. Wonderful. We hope to see you every Sunday. A bit distance, but maybe we can see you. So anyway, thank you so much. Before I go, I'd like to thank everybody, to specially welcome my mother. She is here, there, sitting there. She was with us for about just over 5 months. So she's going back to India, but she is very grateful to all of you for welcoming her very nicely and looking after her very nicely. So please pray for her. She is doing services in temple in India, Chopati. But she comes here and she enjoys here very much as well. So she goes with a very heavy heart, but she has some services waiting for her there, so she wants to go back. So please pray for her good health as well. Mami ke kevu cha tare? Hare Krishna. So she has trained me and Balram nicely so we can speak. Hare Krishna. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. This is an announcement that we've been forgetting to make for about a month, but I don't know if you've noticed in the shop, just by the door, there's a QR code, not on the door, but next to the door, of the Back to Godhead magazine. So this Back to Godhead magazine is the oldest magazine of our entire ISKCON movement. It was there before ISKCON even invented. For those that don't know, before Srila Prabhupada even came to the West, in his old age, his guru told him to write in English and preach. So what he would do is he composed his own magazine with many articles teaching about many devotional things in a nice format, naming it the Back to Godhead magazine, BTG. And this Back to Godhead magazine is still going on. There's still devotees that are making articles, and these Back to Godhead magazines are still being released. Every 3 months, 3 months? 2 months. Every 2 months you'll get a new edition with new articles and more news. Everything you want to know about the movement. There is a link to a Krishna shop if you want to buy anything. For example, devotional items. Our shop is somewhat big but also a little bit small, but that shop has pretty much everything on there. And there's many articles. At home, at our home, we have a collection of Bhakti Gita magazines from about the 90s, because it's one of the most relishable pieces of history that is still coming out every month. So Srila Prabhupada worked so hard to have these Bhakti Gita magazines edited, released, published. So to support, because nowadays there are less people want online stuff now. But if you want to get or subscribe to the Bhakti Gita magazine, you'll get a Bhakti Gita magazine sent to you every 2 months, a new one with new articles by devotees from all around the movement, especially for you, and you'll learn so much more things. You can read the books, but also this gives it such a nice kind of formatting to it. So please, 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 this is the first time we've announced it, but we'll announce it more. If you scan the QR code, you can subscribe to the Bhakti Gita magazine, and you'll get you'll subscribe and you'll get an edition every 2 months, and it's an amazing read. Whenever if you're not doing anything in the morning, or if you're waiting at home, please read it. We relish it so much. We've subscribed for the last couple decades. It's the most relishable thing. And to support Srila Prabhupada's hard work before he even came to America, this is a kind of time capsule to that. So please, 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 see the QR code, scan it, and try to subscribe. Hare Krishna. Oh yes, sorry, this is also something we haven't been announcing. From Janmashtami, you probably noticed there's so many snacks that were on the day, but I don't think we announced that there were snacks. So we still have some nice snacks that you can take home, and then you can snack. It's prashadam. It's been offered to the deities in a very tasty form, so you don't need to feel guilty. And also on Ekadashi, there are 2 Ekadashis a month. There are some snacks there that are Ekadashi friendly, so you can eat it. It has no grain, and then you can, even on Ekadashi, you can snack on and have a nice kind of meal to have with the day. So please, 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 we'll open up the shop now, but try and get some snacks as well. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Mahaprasade Govinde Namo Brahmani Vaishnave Svalpa Punya Vritam Rajan Vishwasa Nivajayate Sharirar Vidyajal Jarindriya Tahe Kal Jive Fele Vishaya Sagare Tar Madde Jivati Lobho Maisu Durmati Take Jeta Kathina Samsare Krishna Bada Dayamai Gori Bar Jiva Jai Saprasadan Dilo Bhai Shayanam Rita Pao Radha Krishna Gun Gao Preme Rakho Shri Chaitanya Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Sri Radha Gokulanand Mahaprasadam Ki Jai Nitai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo Hare Krishna. Please do offer swing to Krishna before you take prasadam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,